Way behind the scenes next hour. Right now, let's continue on because I'd love to introduce you to our next guest. He probably looks familiar, Dr. Will Kirby. How you doing?
Nice to see you.
Welcome back to QVC.
Thank you so much.
Dr. 90210 of it all. It's nice to have you here, but you're also doing another show right now called The Doctors.
That's correct. I'm on there occasionally.
We're seeing you all over the place. It's great to have you here.
It's exciting to be here. I've never worked with you before, so I'm really excited about it.
Well, I'm happy to meet you because I heard great things about you.
Thank you.
A board-certified dermatologist, and you really know what you're talking about. And
thank you.
I'm excited for all of our ladies to hear your great knowledge about this next product. I want to hear from you if you're already using it. And I want to tell you something, and I want to share this with you, and it is simply this. If you've tried other products and you have been left disappointed, if you're frustrated because you're not getting the results that you're looking for, try Neutrogena Dermatologics. This is the Retinol NX serum. It is unlike anything you have ever tried before, and we can tell you why, and we can give you specifics, reasons why you want this. $59.16, that is full size, only found at QVC. A little tiny bit goes a long way. This is at least a 2-month supply. I'm going to get all of this little housekeeping done. I'm going to turn it over to the doctor. Sold out the last 2 times it was on the air. If you've been using it, we want to speak with you. There's so many products out there. How does this one truly differ?
The most important thing about it is that it contains retinol that's stabilized.
Yes.
Retinol is really well known as an anti-aging ingredient. It helps with fine lines and wrinkles, but as a molecule, it's not very stable.
Bingo.
So Neutrogena Dermatologics stabilized it, put it in its most efficacious form, and as a result, it goes right to the source, and you get a great result.
And as a matter of fact, Neutrogena Dermatologics was the one company that was able to find a way to stabilize it such that it was in its purest and most efficacious form.
That's correct. Now, that does come at a cost, and you get a little bit of irritation with it, and that's very, very normal, and in fact, I like to see that in my practice.
What does that mean?
Well, what happens is the skin cell cycle takes about 8 weeks for a human skin cell on the face to turn over, because we're constantly growing new cells, and they're constantly sloughing off. So at that surface, we want to see some turnover.
Absolutely.
It takes 8 weeks, 57 days, so a study was done so that they could quantify how well this stabilized retinol works.
I want to hear about it.
Let me tell you some statistics. At 8 weeks, and this is a study that was reviewed by dermatologists, the dermatologists themselves, 92% of patients showed improvement in crow's feet and fine line at 8 weeks.
Wow.
It's a pretty impressive statistic. Another one that I really like, 94.5% of users at 8 weeks showed improvement in overall skin appearance and radiance.
Wow.
And then the thinnest skin on the human body, you alluded to it earlier, under the eyes. It's the #1 complaint that I get in my office. People come in and they say, what can I do for the fine lines that are developing under my eyes? 70% of users at week 8 showed improvement in the appearance of stubborn under-eye wrinkles.
See, I have been at QVC for 14 years. I've never heard a claim or a study that indicates the word stubborn. That means something. That means that this product was able to achieve results that others simply were not able to achieve. We want to hear from you. 3,000 of these have been requested today at $59.16. It's a full 2-month supply. It is a serum. Let me show you what it looks like. And you use very little. This is actually the product, right?
Yeah, they dispense the correct amount. Neutrogena Dermatologics, they're so incredibly intelligent. One pump dispenses. That's enough for your entire face. You use a very, very small amount. Thin layer covers your entire face. So just dab, dab, dab all over your face. Spread that thin layer every single night.
You got it.
And I tell all my patients, before you can build a house, you have to have a foundation to that house. Before you use anything else, you have to use something very strong, very efficacious, a little bit irritating. A retinol in its stabilized form is the most important thing you can do.
And you have to give it some time for it to do the work, because it took time for your skin to get damaged. It's going to take a little bit of time for you to begin to see the results that you want.
That's exactly the case. I think people don't really understand that. It's not, with no product, you're going to see a result in a week, 2 weeks. It takes that 57-day period, that 8-week period to really start seeing those results. And there's a little more than that. There's almost 2 to 3 months in here. So by the time you use one bottle, that's when you'll start seeing those statistics, those changes.
Absolutely. I think one of the most important things, and I know that I sound kind of like a broken record, but I do think it bears repeating, QVC provides you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. I think that probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks, you'll know if it's the right product for you.
Sure.
You may not see the results yet, but you'll say to yourself, you know what, I'm kind of thinking this might be my gig. So you will know.
That's absolutely correct. The only time that people don't love it is when they see a little too much irritation, and that's very, very normal. Sometimes you have to use it every other day to get started.
Perfect.
Sometimes maybe you just want to use half of a dollop to start with.
Perfect.
And you'll acclimate to the bad side effects, that irritation, a little bit of red, a little peeliness, but those are things I encourage. I really like to see those.
Well, frankly, if it's not doing that, then it's not doing what it needs to do.
If you don't feel it and you don't see a result, well, then you're not going to get a result. So I like when people tell me they have a little irritation from it.
I love this idea, too, and it says by week 12, dermatologists saw 89% of users showed improvement in appearance of stubborn forehead wrinkles. I have never been able to say that study on QVC before. That is huge. huge. That is huge, and it has to do with the fact that the retinol has now properly been stabilized. It doesn't just have to do with ingredients. It's how those ingredients are delivered to you. That's what makes the difference.
100%. I think there's really misconceptions out there. The retinol exists in other products in different forms, but not in a stabilized form and not in an efficacious form. So in my mind, and I can use any product I want, this is what I use every single night. I use it every single night without fail.
Well, you've got a gorgeous skin.
Thank you very
Here's
much.
Pat from California.
Hi, Pat.
You're here with the doctor. Tell us your experience with this product.
Oh, I love this product. I use it every night, and I just love the way it makes me feel.
Oh, my
How long have
gosh.
you been using it, Pat?
Probably since October.
Oh, okay, great.
Good. So you've had plenty of time. What were the results that you've already experienced?
Well, I wake up in the morning, and I feel like my skin is really nice and smooth and soft.
Softness, smoothness, and luminosity were the three main words that people described during the study. So
Awesome.
I think Pat's getting very typical results.
How about fine lines and wrinkles? Are you seeing any differences there, Pat?
Yes, they're a lot more erased than what they were before.
A lot more erased. We love hearing it, dear, and I guess you would recommend it to other ladies today.
I sure have. Everybody where I work at Monterey Peninsula College.
Well, thank you. We thank you for the support. Great to meet you.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Thanks
Bye.
so much. Bye-bye.